Well, nearly a month has passed since the murder of Robert Brooks, and nobody's been arrested and nobody's been fired. According to authorities, they've been suspended pending an investigation. Investigation into what? We've all seen the murder, so there's plenty of witnesses as to what occurred. The names of those responsible have been made known, and the identity of the victim, who was in the state's custody, was also made known. So a sufficient amount of evidence exists to make the arrest and bring about charges. So out of 14 officers, including one nurse, why have an arrest been made? Why is there no shame or embarrassment on the part of any elected official to have not a single arrest made in this murder while flooding this city with the National Guard, hundreds of police, all to apprehend criminals as the 14 criminals paraded before their face on video get to sleep at home with their families after leaving the victim's family totally devastated? So we have an all-out effort in this city to apprehend and arrest criminals, while 14 known criminals were home for the holidays with their families. And the fact that four of these officers involved in the murder of Robert Brooks have a current case against them for the savage brutalization of another inmate in that same facility appears to mean nothing. In fact, in the case of the 14 officers previously taken on for prosecution by the state attorney general, it's now being sent upstate for their handling and prosecution. So whatever charges may be brought will be by an entirely different prosecutor, away from this city and the politicians within it. Out of sight and out of mind, no longer an issue of concern, appears to be on the agenda. Because they're not being prosecuted in this city. They're being prosecuted in a city which is 264 miles away, outside the earshot of any politician in this city, wishing to avoid the demands for justice. So is this how far we've gone? That a murder committed on video by state-sanctioned officers inside a correctional facility where the victim is handcuffed and habitually beaten, in fact, murdered in the presence of 14 officers, including a nurse, that justice is delayed, then shipped elsewhere, out of sight and out of mind, without even so much as firing them? Anybody who's been fighting this fight against state-sanctioned murders is not at all surprised by the handling of this case. Disgusted? Absolutely. But surprised? Not at all. It's those who have been kept in the dark concerning these things who are surprised. Not that they hadn't heard of it before, because they did. And despite being told that justice wasn't being issued, they somehow believed that somewhere down the line, justice would prevail. Has it? Out of all murders, brutalizations, and wrongful incarcerations, has justice succeeded or even made a dent in the atrocities being committed? Or is there yet a conclusion that must be reached by all for a total eradication of the atrocities committed? Because we are not all on the same page concerning these things, so the attempts being made to fix it are different. And all that means is there's division within a fight to fix it, division within a fight on behalf of all. And if you consider the country itself, there's not only division among people, but those in office. Yet all are claiming to be waging a fight for the good of all. Have you seen it? The fight they're waging for the good of all. Because whatever it is you're seeing, you should expect more of it.